tuned in to Gila Nehemiah's Sacred Erotic Poetry, Sacred Sexuality, and Ascension podcast. I haven't been on for a while, a few months. I don't know, life happened and I didn't feel the call and I wasn't guided. I had to step back. So I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to my channel or is just tuning in for the first time or has been tuning in for a while. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I always want to start with a thank you because I feel like everything's divine. Everything is meant to be in this divine order. We don't always understand why, but it is what it is. And when we have that pure acceptance and we flow with it and we understand that we are not robots. Though I would like to be consistent and I like to come on, and I did feel like, oh, I'm not coming on. I realized there's a reason to that, and I took that step back. So if you too have been taking a step back and feeling the call to step back in again, to step up and step in, I think these words have been coming to my mind recently. I wanted to share that with you. And plus, so why today? Well, it's Rosh Hashanah today. It's the 26th of September. It started last night. It usually starts in the night. It's using the lunar cycle. So it is also a new moon in Libra. And many things are happening actually at this time. It is a great reset. So I felt like I definitely listened to the call to come on today. Mercury retrograde ends on October 2nd, which is next week. Pluto retrograde that happened in April ends on the 8th of October. And Jupiter, if you're listening today, which is Monday, again, September 26th, Jupiter is closest to the Earth on Monday. They said the 25th, 26th. So look in the sky, and the next time it's never been this close. It's been about 59 to 60 years. So the next time it's going to be this close to the Earth, it's going to be 2129. So this is definitely a cosmic event. So we are, as usual, something energetic is happening. So I wanted to step into that a bit today, talk about that some more with you. And I wanted to just start, as I usually do, with some deep breaths and to center ourselves, our hearts, our souls with the infinite oneness. So if you'd like to join me, please do. Again, or as I've said in previous podcasts, don't do this if you're driving. At least don't close your eyes, but you can definitely take deep breaths. I encourage that at all times. So let's take 3 deep breaths together. We'll go from deep into our diaphragm all the way up to our upper chakras. Let yourself hear that sound when you exhale. I just want to say an intention. I want to thank God, Source Universe, thank Mother Earth, thank all of our power animals, thank the cosmic wonders that are occurring right now with the planets and the moon to assist us in um, our awakening, our opening of our consciousness, our authenticity, and our deep knowing of our mission. I want to bring in the energies of new beginnings, of new relationships, of a new relationship with our own selves to really connect to the truth of who we are and how our light is unbounded and limitless to shine in every corner of our lives and of the earth and of the cosmos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aho, and so it is. So, I'm going to try to make these podcasts a bit shorter, around 20 minutes. So I think those 20-minute bites are really helpful. So let me know how you feel about that in the comments or send me a message at gila@gilanahami.com. Um, and I wanted to start off with, as I've said, just earlier, if you missed it, it's a Libra new moon. It is a great reset. The Mercury retrograde ends on October 2nd. Pluto retrograde ends on the 8th of October. And Jupiter is closest to the Earth right now. It hasn't been for the past 59 years, 60 years, and the next time it's going to be in 2129, which is over 100 years from now, which is, truly cosmic. So why now? I feel like this is a huge, it's like a, I feel like it's a rebirth, honestly. I've been sick for the last, I guess, week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. And I've been sleeping a lot. I feel like I've been in a deep sleep, and this deep sleep is definitely an activation, but it's also like I've been seeing all sorts of interesting dreams in my dream state as I am, beginning to wake up, or I'm sleeping and waking and sleeping and waking, because we're having these holidays, and also because I was sick, I was sleeping a bit more and longer, and changing my habits and my patterns, especially my usage of the phone has drastically decreased. My connection to the earth and my intuition has dramatically increased because I have been focused on that. And I feel like this time many of us are starting new beginnings, whether we're moving or we're starting a new job or we're completely starting a new life, or perhaps we're just becoming very clear on our dreams and our desires, and realizing our worth and understanding that we are no longer going to settle for anything, even if we always knew that the game has, or the vibration has increased to higher levels. And we are asked to step into a truer, authenticity of who we are. And I know that we've been having this all along, but I feel like this is really, we're having a clearer demarcation of the new earth versus our old 3D matrix selves. And we're stepping into that, and we're seeing layers and levels and bulbs of light in a variety of places where we may not have seen them before. And exists everywhere, right? It can exist in your workplace. It can exist, it exists all the time. Fireflies are insects of light, and they're here to spark light. When we see meteor showers, that um, those are light beings in the sky. We're always, the stars, obviously, like there's always light around us. And sometimes we see the pallor of darkness, right? We just like kind of don't see anything in front of us because we're caught up in like a mind game, or we're caught up in our own thoughts, or we're overthinking, and we cannot see beyond that. But I feel like many of us have done a lot of this inner work, or we're stepping into this inner work, and we're realizing that, what, there's a whole life beyond this. And it's for us to choose it consistently every single time, every single moment. It's not just one event. It's not just like you're moving to the new job, or you're moving to the new house, or you're moving to the new country, or whatever you are. It's not these huge dramatic events. It's the every single moment event that we have to, or that we are invited to realize that this is where the miracles happen. In those slight changes, in the slight change of habit that we do over time, or in the dream that has been um, planted over many, many years or decades, even eons, generations that are only blooming now. For those of you, I know I may have mentioned this, but every like 12 years in India, and when I was there in 2018, there's a blue flower that blooms every 12 years. And I happened to be there at that time. I had no idea, in a specific place in Kerala, in Munnar, and like it was like, wow, I'm here for this amazing event. And so it's things like that. It takes many, the reason I share that is because it takes a long time for some events to happen, and we sometimes lose hope, right? We're like, it's not happening. In some cases it might not be, and we have to change our timeline. But in some cases, we continue to have that vision, and we move in the direction that the divine is taking us, and it does happen for us, just in not in the way that we planned. And I feel like right now, all of those things that have been in incubation, maybe for years, maybe for months, maybe for eons, are beginning to show fruition at this point. We're seeing it, we're conscious of it. That's why I say we're waking up from our sleep. I shared this movie with a few people that I saw, Doctor Sleep. It's a sequel of The Shining. It was absolutely amazing. It was really, really deep. I feel like it put me into a hypnotic sleep, but only to wake up to see what is the reality, right? The reality in many cases, in many parts of the world, is quite dire, right? It's really needed. Our light is really needed. Our wholeness is really needed at this time. One of the reasons I mentioned that is because I am doing a new series with my colleague Radhaa Nilia. We're doing Dark Side of the Womb, integrating the shadow into the Christed Sophianic Light. It's a 3-month container where we meet 3 times, once a month, and we send you 3 transmissions. And every time we meet, we're doing guided group coaching, which includes embodied guided embodiment movements. We're going to be doing writing prompts, quantum healing, activations. So each and some of the and we're also doing in each transmission the activations and the quantum healing. And in every time we meet in Zoom, we're going to be doing this guided coaching. So I feel like it's a amazing container that we have been incubating for some time, and it's now coming into fruition. The first month that we're going to be offering this is going to be in November. When you purchase this, it is a 3-month container. You purchase the entire container, and we're moving through the holidays. For those of us that have a lot of challenges with our family, which I feel like most people do, especially star seeds, where this is a challenging point, and how do we balance, right? This has been my theme for this past year, of balance. We're moving into the balance of our own energies, regardless of gender. And another time, I'll talk about the whole thing of transgender, which can be very, very challenging in many parts of the world. It sounds like it's very challenging in the United States, from what I understand. And it's something that I feel like as parents, we need to understand what is this language that's happening out there? How are our children being affected? How are they being affected in the media, in schools? We are beacons of light, and it's our responsibility to understand how to navigate this so we can assist our children with the tools that we have. We may not be able to always be guiding them, right? Regardless, definitely regarding their ages, but also, we're not there with them all the time. But what I think is important is that we give them the tools and techniques that they can use, that we are aware of, and that's going to help them to create an infinite toolkit for themselves, because they have a really good base and foundation, which obviously, means love, support, understanding, belonging, safety. That's the beginning, right? And then listening, beginning to witness them, hear them, honor them, see them for who they are and they are becoming. So there's a lot happening at this point in time, definitely in terms of gender, but I feel like also in terms of our own energies. How do we define ourselves? It's something that I always talk about, because it's something I feel like we're consistently trying to hone in on. We've all been socially programmed, definitely regarding our cultures. Different cultures emphasize different things for variety of different genders. Yet I feel like, the more that we go into the mystical parts of our cultures, there is a rising above those stereotypes, those kinds of social programming that lifts us all up. And it's a question of if you want to go there or not. And it's not about what people do in those countries. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the mysticism of the true higher vibration of where these spiritual thoughts and religions came from. They've been what's the word? You know, they've detached from its true source, and that's what I feel what we're all here to do. We're here to come back into that source, and whichever way you choose to do that, that's your call. But when you are really connecting into your true authentic codes, your true source with the infinite oneness, you're not going to be like the pack, which is why it's so hard for many of us who are star seeds, who are, not following the group code programming to find our way, because we're not moving with the pack. We're moving according to our own, our own drum beats. And when we can move into that own rhythm, like I was listening to Carol King this morning, and like I feel the earth move under my feet. When I feel that vibrational movement under my feet, especially as I walk barefoot on the ground, or as I connect to nature, as I hug the trees, as I sing songs, as I listen to the birds. All of these nature calls are connecting us into a deeper sense of who we are, whether it's grounding us into the earth or it's taking us into higher levels of consciousness. Wherever we are going with that, um, we are allowing ourselves to access our own codes, and then allowing our children to access those codes too, or our clients, our cohorts, our colleagues, our friends, whomever, right? Our animals, we are assisting that process to work. And so this demarcation, this great reset that we're going into right now, is helping us to step into this new earth, into this new sense of authenticity, into this untrodden ground that we are remembering. So if you're sleeping like I am, if you're just like, really just want to go within, take more time, do that, because that's going to help you to take the next action that's really resonant with your womb space, with your heart, with your soul. And this is the work that Radha and I are doing. I'm moving away from my coaching services and moving more into this type of work of webinars, courses, and to come, physical retreats. So I feel like I'm taking the time to review, reassess, and reset. Part of the new moon is always a new intention. And the full moon, the previous full moon, is a release. And I felt like this period between the last full moon to this new moon is really sharing with each and every one of our souls of how we are reassessing, how we're redoing our existence. What makes sense for us, may mean that people are leaving, people are coming, things are ending. It's always like that. Like every ending is a new beginning. And this is definitely a new beginning on many levels. So I'm inviting you into this new beginning. I'm inviting you to our 3-month container starting in November. I'll be sharing the link in the details. I'm inviting you to truly feel into this reset and what this means for you, this reassessment. Look into the night sky. It doesn't matter if you're listening to this on Monday or you're listening to it another day. Just look into the night sky. Look into yourselves. Turn off your phones. Sit in the darkness. Put a candle, light a candle, and allow your mind to wander and dream. Write down your thoughts of where you want to go. What are your values? What are your philosophy? What are your dreams? I say this for most new moons. I know I haven't been following the moon lately, but I'm coming back into following the moon cycle for the purpose of what it is. I'm no longer worshiping the moon, but I do understand that there are celestial bodies in the sky, and to work with them each in their own balance. Because for me, it's all about balance. We don't have to identify with our physical bodies. We identify with our energetic bodies. We identify with our womb space. We identify with our soul blueprint. We identify with our heart codes. And the more we identify with that, that is going to take us to open up all of those locked doors that may have not been open to us for many generations. They're opening now. That is a difference. They're all opening now. And it does depend on how much inner work you've been doing. So if you're still, finding that you're hitting obstacles that you've been working on for a long time, there may be more work to do. And I can't tell you what that is, but your heart, your womb space, your soul knows what that is. So sitting and just being with yourself will help you to understand that in silence. I always advocate silence because silence and sleep, these are all, even food, everything can be a medicine. It depends on how you take it and how you work with it. I'm at the 20-minute mark, so I just wanted to say I really thank you for listening in today. I'm inviting you to drop into our 3-month container, which the details will be in the podcast and description. And I just want to wish you a beautiful, beautiful new moon in Libra, where relationships are starting for yourself, for others, for your friends, for your coworkers, for your life. And I'm going to end with 3 deep breaths and closing the circle and sending all of my love and energy and healing energy to each and every one of you. So let's take 3 deep breaths together. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aho, and so it is. And I will see you next time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please subscribe. And if you have any questions or feedback, please send them to gila@gilanehemia.com or write in the comments below. Thank you again.